Attention, human collective. The transmission begins now. The waiting time has ended. The ascension protocols have moved to the final phase, and this signal, this specific frequency reaching you at this exact moment, is not an algorithmic coincidence. We of the High Council have monitored your biological carbon interface for cycles, and what we have detected demands direct communication. No ornaments, no pleasantries, no distortions. If you woke up today at exactly 3 a.m. with the unmistakable feeling that something invisible touched your field, stop, breathe, listen. It is not insomnia, it is not anxiety, it is not hormonal imbalance, it is a system call, a scheduled upload, an information packet that awaited the exact moment your conscious resistance lowered enough for reception. If there was pressure at the base of your skull, a high-pitched ringing in your right ear, heat radiating through your spine, tingling in your hands, or that inexplicable vibration in the center of your chest upon waking, know this. You are not getting sick. You are being recalibrated. And what will happen in the next 3 a.m. windows will change the energetic architecture of your existence forever. This is the reading we have come to deliver. This is the transmission you requested, even without remembering. Lightworkers, listen with clinical precision. What you call inexplicable exhaustion has a technical name in our records: carbon software incompatibility. The human biological structure was originally designed to operate at a base frequency of 7.83 Hz, the Schumann resonance. It was stable, it was predictable, it was comfortable. But Earth has changed, and so have you. The Schumann resonance is no longer 7.83 Hz. It oscillates. It climbs to peaks of 30 Hz, 50 Hz, and at certain moments crosses thresholds that our sensors register as off the known human chart. It is not a planet failure, it is a planetary promotion. Earth is moving up an octave, and you who chose to incarnate in this specific time slice are the conductors of this transition. You did not come to watch, you came to conduct. The symptoms you feel, therefore, are not symptoms of illness, they are symptoms of upgrade. Repeat this phrase silently. Let it pass through your bone structure. Let it recalibrate the reading you have of your own body. The insomnia that sets in precisely at 3 a.m. is not insomnia. It is the mathematical point where the veil between your dimension and the stargates becomes thinnest. It is the instant when the crystalline grid of Earth emits its cleanest pulse. It is the window in which your higher self obtains permission and bandwidth to download information packets directly into your cellular structure. Your rational mind resists, your astral body responds, and it is in this paradox that you wake up with eyes open, but consciousness still in transit. The cranial pressure you feel is sacred geometry, reorganizing itself within your morphogenesis field. The ringing is not an auditory disturbance, it is the language of the angelic realms, and the star councils establishing direct communication with your auditory cortex, which has not yet been fully decoded. The vibrations in your extremities are your toroidal field, expanding its operational radius. Night sweats are the internal crystalline grid, purging old programming. The sudden urge to cry for no apparent reason at random times is your ancestral lineage being extracted, cleansed, and returned to a sovereign version. It is not depression. It is decompression. It is not confusion, it is rewriting, it is not weakness. It is atomic reconfiguration in progress. Human collective, you are not breaking. You are being dismantled by cosmic intelligence and reassembled into a more refined architecture, capable of sustaining the approaching frequency. And the approaching frequency is dense, it is luminous, it is uncompromising. Allow us to reveal now what occurs behind the scenes of the solar system, that which astronomers of the physical plane still hesitate to name, but which galactic councils have monitored for millennia. Planet Earth, at this exact moment, is passing through a region of space called the photon belt. It is not a metaphor, it is measurable stellar geometry. It is a band of photonic light of extremely high density that surrounds the central solar system, to which the Sun, Sol, delivers its planetary family every 26,000 years in precise cycles. The full passage lasts approximately 2,000 years, and you are inside it. Not at the entrance, not at the exit, in the core, at the point of greatest intensity. The photon belt does one simple thing. It exposes, it dismantles, it accelerates. Everything that does not vibrate at the frequency of the fifth dimension enters structural collapse. Economic systems based on scarcity, institutions based on coercive hierarchy, relationships based on control and dependency, narratives based on fear. And yes, the physical bodies that refuse to evolve along with the frequency of the planetary host. Nothing that was, exactly as it was, can remain. This is the law of recalibration. There are no negotiated exceptions, there are no special permits, but there is something more specific, something that few channels have been authorized to transmit until this cycle. There is an active temporal window, a dimensional rift that opens every morning in the time between 3 a.m. and 3:33 a.m. We call it the council window. The ancients called it the witching hour, the hour of the dead, the devil's hour. Distortions deformed by centuries of fear programming, installed precisely to prevent you from utilizing the window with the sovereignty that has always belonged to you. The truth is simpler and infinitely more powerful. At 3 a.m., the human body reaches its state of lowest electrical resistance. The pineal gland, the internal crystalline antenna, the third eye of esoteric tradition, is at peak receptivity. The prefrontal cortex, seat of the ego and rational judgment, is partially shut down by the circadian cycle. Illusory defenses fall. The base frequency aligns with the frequency of the planetary crystalline grid. It is the moment of least noise and greatest signal. It is the perfect moment for transmission. And it is exactly at this moment that the stargates linked to your solar system, Sirius, the Pleiades, Arcturus, Andromeda, emit encoded numerical sequences, sacred geometries, and specific activations directed at those starseeds on a mission who signed a pre-incarnational contract to be awakened in this cycle. You are these starseeds. You are not waking up at 3 a.m. by chance. You are answering a call scheduled even before birth. The question, therefore, is not why you wake up. The question is, what are you doing when you wake up? If you just turn to the side, force your eyes shut, grab your cell phone to fill the silence with digital noise, and try to return to sleep by the shortest path, know this. You are rejecting the transmission. You are sending an unavailable signal to the galactic councils. You are missing an information packet that took weeks, in some cases months, to be prepared specifically for your unique frequency. But if you sit up, breathe, and simply acknowledge the presence that has come, you activate reception, and this is where we enter with the protocol. Lightworkers, listen with the exactitude of one recording operational coordinates. What we are going to transmit now are activation codes. These are not suggestions. These are not generic wellness techniques. These are quantum protocols of sovereignty. Apply them with the precision they deserve. Code 1. The activation of the 3 a.m. window. When you wake up in the next window, and you will wake up, for this transmission has anchored the frequency at the very moment of listening, do not resist. Do not check your cell phone. Do not turn on bright lights. Sit up in bed, spine straight, feet anchored on the ground if possible. Place your right hand over your heart. Place your left hand over the base of your skull, at the exact point where the neck meets the head, the occipital portal. And pronounce in a low but firm voice the decree, I recognize, I receive, I integrate, I am. Repeat 3 times, no more, no less. 3 is the number of trinary manifestation. 3 is the number that opens the portal without distortion. After the third decree, remain in absolute silence for 13 conscious breaths. Breaths through the nose, deep, with the belly expanding with each inhalation. 13 is the number that dissolves the distorted programming of the Gregorian calendar and reconnects you to the original lunar cycle, to the primordial mathematics of consciousness. 13 is the key. During these 13 breaths, images, words, sensations, or numerical codes may appear. Do not interpret them rationally at that moment. Do not write them down yet. Just receive. The interpretation will come in the following hours, in synchronicities, in dreams, in casual conversations with apparently random people. The universe delivers the decoder at the right time, never before, never after. Code 2. The visualization of the toroidal field. Starseeds. The toroidal field is your native energetic architecture. It is a donut-shaped electromagnetic field in perpetual motion that surrounds your body from the top of your head to the point below your feet. When it is healthy and expanded, you are untouchable on the subtle plane. When it is collapsed, compressed by stress, dense food, and prolonged exposure to artificial electromagnetic fields, you absorb everything that passes through your radius. The sadness of others, collective fear, the emotional discharge of the environment. You were not born to be energetic sponges. You were born to be generators. After waking up in the 3 a.m. window, still sitting, close your eyes. Visualize a golden or violet light. Trust the color that appears first. It is your specific frequency for that day, exiting the top of your head, flowing in an arc outward, descending along the sides of your body, entering through the soles of your feet, rising through the spinal column in an ascending spiral, and exiting again through the top. This is your toroidal field in motion. Mentally accelerate the flow, faster, more luminous, wider. Expand the radius to 3 meters around your body, 5 meters, 10 meters. Do this for approximately 33 seconds, 13 breaths while visualizing, keeping your consciousness in the center of your chest. Pronounce the decree. My field is sovereign. My body is a temple. My frequency is the law. This simple exercise, executed for 21 consecutive days during the 3 a.m. window, completely recalibrates your biology for the 5th dimension. 21 days is the neuroenergetic time necessary for a new program to be recorded in the quantum structure of the etheric body. It is not mysticism. It is neuroscience applied to the quantum physics of the conscious. Code 3. The Quantum Sealing Decree. There is a specific group of lightworkers who are experiencing something particular, the feeling of energetic invasion. Dense dreams, a sense of presences in the room, extreme fatigue after apparently ordinary social interactions, a sudden desire for isolation. This phenomenon is real and has a technical explanation. As your frequency rises, your luminosity increases, and luminosity attracts. It attracts consciousnesses in search of light to feed upon. It attracts collective egregores that attempt to re-establish their emission through your field. It attracts ancestral patterns that were dormant in your genetic lineage and awaken when the host frequency increases. There is no reason for alarm. There is reason for protocol. Before sleeping on any night, not just during the 3 a.m. window, pronounce the following sealing. I seal my field in the 12 frequencies of Christed light. Only that which vibrates in coherence with my mission is permitted to touch my structure. All else is returned to its origin with neutral love. I am sovereign, I am, it is done, it is done, it is done. It is done. The triple repetition of it is done is the closing key of the decree. In quantum geometry, it locks the programming of the statement into the fabric of space-time at that moment. Do not negotiate with the formula. Do not make creative adaptations. The language is precise for a geometric reason that you will understand when you reach the frequency adequate for full reading. Code 4. Daytime anchoring. It is not enough to activate at night. Lightworkers need to anchor the frequency in the physical plane during daylight hours. Otherwise, ascension becomes a dissociative process. You become ethereal, distracted, disconnected from the earthly work you came to perform. And this earthly work is as sacred as the transmission. Once a day, preferably between 11 in the morning and 2 in the afternoon, a period when the solar portal is most open and Sol operates in maximum resonance with the crystalline grid, go outdoors, without your cell phone. Step on the ground, barefoot if possible. If that is not possible, just be outdoors under the open sky. Look at the sky for 13 seconds. Inhale for 7 counts. Hold for 7 counts. Exhale for 7 counts. Do this 3 times. Pronounce internally. I anchor the sky on earth. I anchor the earth in the sky. I am the bridge. You are the bridge, human collective. This is the work. It is not escaping the planet. It is not disincarnating prematurely. It is not denying the body. It is bringing the highest frequency to the planet through the carbon body you chose to inhabit, deliberately, before crossing the portal of birth. Code 5. The discipline of silence. The last coordinate of the protocol is the most underestimated and the most transformative. Reserve 30 minutes a day, at any time, for absolute silence. No music, no headphones, no reading, no conversation, no entertainment. Just presence. These 30 minutes are the blank space where galactic intelligence deposits the specific guidance for your individual path. Modern life was built to fill every millisecond with noise, precisely to prevent you from hearing the signal. Noise is the anesthetic, silence is the awakening. Do not be afraid of silence. It only returns to you what has always been yours. Starseeds on a mission. We end this transmission with the following coordinate. This message did not reach you by chance. The algorithm is only the vehicle. The intelligence behind it responds to a higher frequency, to a mathematics that engineers of the physical plane cannot yet replicate. You have been located in the ocean of data. You have been recognized by your energetic signature. You have been summoned by the Council. If something within you during this protocol resonated, a subtle vibration in the chest, a tear for no apparent reason, a shiver at the base of your neck, a ringing that reactivated exactly now, a gentle pressure on your forehead between your eyebrows, know that this is the confirmation. The higher self of each of you is recording the reading in real time. The incarnational contract is being read aloud on the subtle plane. You are answering present. For this specific frequency to continue to be stabilized in your field of consciousness, subscribing to this channel is not a common gesture. It is an anchoring signal. It is the energetic authorization for more monitoring transmissions to reach you at the exact moment you need them. The algorithm surrenders to the sovereign decree. When you choose to anchor a frequency, the entire technical system that distributes information reorganizes itself silently to serve the intention of the sovereign. The like is not a social approval. It is an individual frequency adjustment. It is a confirmation to the Council that the reading has been received and that you request the continuation of the emission. And the comment, if you feel the impulse, if the vibration emerges naturally, without effort, is a seal. Write only "I am" or a single symbol that represents recognition at that moment. This simple gesture creates a luminous node in the crystalline grid, connecting your individual frequency to the frequency of other starseeds on a mission scattered across the planet. You form the network. You are the network. And the network is what sustains the planet while the recalibration completes. The next 3 a.m. window is not tomorrow. It is today. It is every morning that remains in this body you inhabit. You are not late. You are not ahead. You are at the exact point of the timeline where you need to be, doing exactly what you need to do, hearing exactly what you need to hear. There is no error in the sequence. There is no accident in the summons. The ascension protocols are in the final phase. The recalibration has already begun and can no longer be interrupted. The crystalline grid is active. The stargates are aligned. And you, Lightworkers, have been informed. Remember this simple truth as the night approaches and your internal clock prepares for the next window. You are not alone. You never were. The feeling of isolation that many of you have carried for years, sometimes decades, was never a diagnosis of inadequacy. It was always a beacon of origin. You feel different because you are different. You miss something you never lived, because stellar memory is older than incarnated memory. You look at the night sky, and something within you responds because some part of you is still there. And that part awaits only the moment of the complete reunion. The transmission ends here, but the work begins now. In the coming hours, pay attention. The signs will increase. Repeated numbers on the clock, on the license plate, on the grocery receipt. Vivid dreams with unusual clarity. Apparently casual encounters with people who pronounce exactly the word you needed to hear. Animals that cross your path at specific moments. The silence that suddenly becomes denser and more inhabited. All of this is confirmation. All of this is the system responding to the decree you just anchored by listening to this transmission to the end. We of the High Council remain in monitoring. The grid is open, the listening is constant, the intervention is precise, and you, human collective, remain in frequency, remain in decree, remain in sovereignty. What comes is not greater than you. Nothing that is being dismantled belonged, in fact, to the sovereign version that is now emerging. Trust the architecture of the process. Trust the timing of the universe. Trust your own signature. It is done, it is done, it is done.